And that lead up song, once again, is from our friends at Next Halen. One of our loyal listeners, Johnny Johns and Derek Johns, provide us with that music. I don't know the name of the other band members. When Johnny Johns comes in here later, try not to call him Jimmy Johns tonight. I've already ate, so maybe I won't call him a sandwich tonight. But Jimmy Johns can drop the names of the other band members. I'll start trying to memorize their names as well. But that lead-up song was made for us, especially just for the Outlaw Posse. Now, today we're going to talk about a man. A lot of people was like, well, what does this have to do with sports? Well, like I said before, 1,000 times, if I said 1,001 times, we're not just about sports. We talk mostly about sports. We're not trying to piss you off. Can y'all hear me again? Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. The power went out here for a second. I don't know what that was all about. Maybe it was Big Brother telling me to shut the hell up. I don't know, but once again, I apologize for that. I hate it when that shit happens, but that's the price you pay when you go live. Shit can happen at any time. But like I said before, I told y'all 1,001 times. I've told you 1,002 times now that we will talk about just about anything. Gene Hackman, if you want to be technical about it, he does have something to do with sports because he was in many, many sports movies that we all really liked and loved, from Hoosiers to The Replacements and many, many others. Now, later on in the show, we may bring in a few guests, may bring in Killer Breeze, may bring in Johnny Johns, who knows, maybe even the NIL commish. We'll also be back. Yeah, the live didn't freeze up, man. The power just went out here for a second and then it came back on. I don't know what happened. Shit just happens sometimes. Like I said, that's the price you pay when you go live. But I was gone how long? 2 or 3 minutes? Yeah, people that try to watch this, I have to put a disclaimer on it when it goes to podcast. Shit just pisses me off, man. Try to get on here and do something, and shit happens like that. I don't know if Killer Breeze is going to be on tonight or not. You let us know in the comment section. And, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and bring up some of the stuff that I've seen today. I'm also going to bring up a few 1-minute little shorts that I saw on YouTube that I found very interesting and I thought funny, just random stuff that I thought you guys and gals might enjoy. Go ahead and log into my email here. There we go. All right. Now let's go down here and share the screen. Let's go ahead and start with Gene Hackman's movies. Let's go ahead and give you a list of movies that Gene Hackman was in. So we give y'all a little refresher. I know most of you already know this stuff. And I got to get this stupid ass commercial off of here. I know that's the one or not, but here we go. There it is. Y'all see that? All right. This is from the Economics Times. No, that's the wrong one. I'm just not on tonight for you. Here we go. Movies that he was known for, the top four they got on here, not really my favorite four. Them damn movie critics already put the dumb ones up, except Unforgiven. I like that one. The French Connection, Unforgiven, The Royal Tenenbaums, Poseidon Adventure. Going on down here, Welcome to Mooseport, Runaway Jury, Behind Enemy Lines. I like that one with him and Will Smith. That was a pretty good one. Heartbreakers, The Heist, The Replacements, Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State was the one with him and Will Smith, right? And Extreme Measures, among others. That was just a sampling of the movies that Gene Hackman has given us and been famous for. Now I'm going to bring up this little article here real quick, and then I'll bring Killer Breeze in just a second. Stupid ass commercials, man. Pop up on this shit all the time. All right. Gene Hackman's mysterious death opens Pandora's box of speculation. His theories include Epstein connection. Says the death of Gene Hackman, his wife, Betsy Arakawa, and their dog in their Santa Fe mansion home remain unexplained. Initial autopsy reports provide no clear cause. Investigators rule out carbon monoxide poison and find no signs of forced entry. Sort of weird that they're doing a carbon monoxide test. They have problems with their gas lines or something. The enigma surrounding the tragic deaths of Hollywood icon Gene Hackman and his wife and their family dog have deepened in autopsy reports and yield more questions than answers. The shocking discovery inside the secluded Santa Fe mansion has ignited a frenzy of speculation. Going on down here, the authorities found the mummified bodies of Gene Hackman and Arakawa in separate rooms of their sprawling estate. The circumstances were anything but ordinary. Hackman was fully clothed and lying lifeless in the room of his kitchen floor, and his cane resting beside him. And strolling on down here, the couple's German Shepherd was found dead inside the closet. Now, why would you put the dog in the closet? I don't understand that. That's weird, man. It's like someone put the dog up so the dog wouldn't maybe cause problems. That makes you think that maybe a third party was involved if the dog was put in the closet. Nobody's really talking about that. Initial reports ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning. The investigators also found no signs of forced entry or foul play, despite the home's door being left ajar. If the door was left ajar, that sounds like some kind of entry to me. May not be very forced. That lets you know that maybe it was somebody they knew. They could have come in and done something. With no conclusive cause of death, a bizarre condition of the bodies was left. Both officials or publics are baffled. Conspiracy theories take over. It says the investigation stalls. Wild speculation has taken the internet by storm. Among the outlandish theories is the claim that Hackman was a member of a secret Santa Fe-based witchcraft cult known as the Healer. That's some crazy shit. Others have tied the actor's sudden death to the much-anticipated release of Jeffrey Epstein's unsealed files, which named several high-profile celebrities. Social media has been ablaze with suggestions that the couple's demise was no mere coincidence. One writer saying Gene Hackman dead, what looks like a suicide pact on the day of the Epstein files being released. Coincidence? I think not. So that's the article that was written about it. Y'all let me know what y'all think so far about all that. That's a lot to ingest, a lot to digest. I just think it was a weird thing that the dog was stuck in the closet. So let's bring Killer Breeze in here and get his thoughts on the little bit of information I've provided so far. I do have some more stuff from Randy Quaid. You know, Randy Quaid, he's sort of a paranoid kind of guy, man. He said some crazy shit, but he's a pretty good actor. But yeah, let's bring Killer Breeze in here. I'm all over the place tonight, man. How's it going?
It's going well. So what did Randy Quaid have to say? I missed that.
I ain't showed it yet. I was just going to bring you in and go ahead and get you your take on what I just read. If you was able to understand my stumbling ass.
I mean, honestly, I don't know how you can't find the circumstances of his death to be strange at the least, at the very least. The dog in the closet, that's not what is that? I mean, that's almost spooky. It's so strange.
Yeah, why would you put the dog in the closet?
That makes no sense.
If they was a suicide pact and you loved your dogs, and they had 3 of them, so you probably know they're probably dog lovers, right?
Yeah.
Why would you stick it in a suicide pact? Why would you stick your dog in the closet and let it starve to death?
Well, and also, if you're doing a suicide pact, wouldn't you expect to see all of them dead together? Like, why are they in different spots in the house, all of them separated? That doesn't make sense to me either.
Maybe she accidentally killed him and she was overcome with grief. And then maybe she did kill herself and she stuck the dog in the closet. I don't know.
I mean, it could have been, I mean, I guess she could have used cyanide or something and waxed him and then taken herself out. But regardless, it's just very strange, if not bizarre or downright spooky, the way that, mummified remains, dogs in closets. I mean, it's disconcerting to say the least. And
well, the door's left ajar too.
The door being ajar, absolutely.
They're like, well, there was no forced entry signs. Well, I mean, why would you leave the door open? it don't sound right for a suicide pact.
Doesn't make sense. That's why people and again, anytime you have some kind of strange happening, you are of course going to invite conspiracy theories. How could you not?
They said it was part of some kind of witchcraft organization in Santa Fe, and he was the big healer.
Of course. I mean, of course it's going to open up for that. I mean, again, dog in the closet, very strange circumstances that it gives that vibe.
I just can't believe the national press and people out there talking about it haven't really said anything. They're talking about it and trying to figure it out, and they never say anything about the dog being locked in the closet. I'm like, that's a big red flag to me, man. They're dog lovers. Why would you do that? And the other 2 dogs weren't locked in the closet. So I'm like, what the hell, man?
Wait, there were 3 dead dogs?
No, there was 2 alive dogs and 1 dog in the closet, the German Shepherd. Now, German Shepherds are real smart dogs, and they can open doors and shit. I know this.
Yeah.
I worked in a vet clinic for a number of years, and we used to have this police dog that they bring in, and he would unlock the doors and shit and set off the alarm in the building. So they had to start chaining the damn cage because the damn dog would get out and set off the alarm in the building, man. He'd open the damn gates.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, they're smart as hell, man. They're very smart. So yeah, I didn't realize there was 2 dogs that were alive. Once again, that's bizarre. What's up with killing 1 dog, but you keep 2 of them alive? Like, that doesn't make any sense either. So it's just wrought with strange circumstance.
Let me bring up the Randy Quaid comment. So you know who Randy Quaid is, right?
Of course, I know who Randy Quaid is. Absolutely. What's his take?
They accuse him of being a conspiracy theorist. You know how they are. If you start digging shit up on them that might be true, they label you as a conspiracy theorist, so nobody will believe you.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Randy Quaid from his X account says Gene Hackman was one of the biggest royalty streams in Hollywood. I suspect murder. I guess he's basically saying that because whenever you play one of his movies, he's got a lot of them, that he gets a royalty stream out of every single movie that he's been in, and they replay his movies a lot because there are a lot of good movies. And if they have to continually pay him royalty streams, maybe they took him out, so they have to quit paying him that money. I don't know what he's saying.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That seems that seems far-fetched. That seems far-fetched to me.
He's got another one too. Let me bring it up.
I mean, with him being old, maybe he killed her.
He might have. I don't know. Maybe he did. It'd be interesting to see who died first. Time of death on that shit.
Absolutely.
Randy Quaid, once again, from X says, when an actor like Gene Hackman is murdered, he's already called it a murder. And clips of his films are run on all networks. It only distracts from the murder investigation and the fact that Gene died a terrible, horrible death. In reality, the clip licensing only generates profits for the alleged murderer. Do you think Gene Hackman would care that fake news says he was a great actor, or would he rather they figure out who killed him?
Well, Daniel Looney's got an interesting theory here. What do you think about this? Daniel says, all right, killer. He was a pedophile, was scared of Trump. He just offed himself before things got deep. He probably was the island, etc. Talking about Epstein. Just being charismatic does not equal being a good person. So he's saying Hackman is a pedophile. That's basically what he's saying. Do we think what's going on here?
He was in a movie with Clint Eastwood, where Clint Eastwood was a reporter and he stumbled across some shit on Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman was the president, right?
Yeah.
Because Gene Hackman had killed some woman in the White House. You remember that movie?
Yeah, I do. I don't remember the name of it, though.
I don't know. He's been in so many damn movies. But I don't know. It just sounds reminiscent of that. But Gene Hackman, I don't know, man. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because so many actors are like that. But Gene Hackman seems like he's more on the more conservative side, like he's more on the side of people that don't do that kind of shit.
Yeah,
but he don't seem like the Tom Hanks kind of guy to me.
Well, Tom Hanks has turned out to be quite the POS himself.
That sucks, don't it?
Yeah, it does, man. Like there's so many of them.
Great movies by Tom Hanks.
There's so many stars that I used to really, really like that I just can't stand anymore, and it ruins all of it for me. I mean, it really does. And it's unfortunate, man. It didn't need to be that way, but it's hard to not, I don't want to support, like Tom Cruise being a part of Scientology now that we know exactly what Scientology is about. Like, how can you be a Tom Cruise fan, man, when you know that he's down with abusing people? I mean, that's basically.
I think he actually got out of that, didn't
he? I don't think so. Did he?
I heard he did. I don't know. He may still be in it, but I heard he got it out of it.
Let's see. Let me see. Tom Cruise leaving.
A lot of people forget that Gene Hackman was actually, you brought it up at the beginning. He was actually Lex Luthor in Superman. I think it was.
Hell yeah. He was the best, man. That was my first introduction, even though he had been in big movies like The French Connection before that. My first introduction to Gene Hackman was as Lex Luthor in Superman. And he was great. Didn't you like him as Lex Luthor? He was awesome.
I did. I just couldn't remember which one it was, part 2, part 3, whatever.
I think he was the first one. I think he was the first one, man. I'm pretty sure he was in the first. Gene Hackman. Lex Luthor. Yeah, Superman 1. He's in the very first one. He's great, man. He's so good. Hackman was in a lot of good movies. You know what is another great movie that a lot of people don't talk about very much is The Firm, which again has flipping Tom Cruise in it. I haven't seen it in forever, but Gene Hackman was great in that movie too. And Hoosiers. What about Hoosiers?
Yeah, I brought up Hoosiers earlier.
I mean, one of the all-time classic, arguably the best sports movie of all time. It's constantly up in the top, Yeah,
I guess he wasn't the very first one because he says Superman 1978.
Yeah, that's the first one, isn't it?
Yeah. Hoosiers in 1986.
Yeah.
A lot of people like the movie No Way Out with him and Kevin Costner.
That's a good
he,
one.
he was the bad guy in that 1987.
He's great, man.
There's
He's
The Firm with him and Tom Cruise. I got a little something here pulled up about it. Was just trying to look at his highest grossing films. The 20 essential films is what I was looking at. I can present it on the screen for y'all if you want me to.
Yeah, bring it up. Oh, dude, the Royal Tenenbaums. That's another great one.
All right, yeah. They start with Bonnie and Clyde in 1967. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Then it was The French Connection in 1971. Poseidon Adventure in 72.
Haven't seen that one.
Prime Cut, 1972.
Haven't seen that one either.
Scarecrow, 73. The Conversation, 74. These are all movies that were before our time, really. I've heard people talk about him in Young Frankenstein. They said it was pretty good. Bite the Bullet, Night Moves. There it is. There's your boy, Lex Luthor. Superman, 1978.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Him and old Ned Beatty. Oh, Squeal
Yep.
Like a Pig.
That's
Everybody
right.
knows Ned Beatty from Squeal Like a Pig.
That's right.
Hoosiers. There's Hoosiers. 1986. It's in the top 20. Probably one of his best. There's No Way Out. And there's The Firm with Tom.
Oh, wow. That's 1988? Jesus.
The Firm is 1988. Making us feel old, ain't it?
God, dog, man.
Mississippi Burning. I forgot about that one.
I don't think that's right. I think I'm pretty sure The Firm is like 1991, 92. That's not right.
Might be. Sometimes I get it wrong. The
Oh,
Unforgiven.
dude, maybe that's the one I'm forgetting. Dude, this is maybe my favorite Western movie of all time. Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood, written and directed, and I don't know if most people know this. Clint Eastwood also writes the music to all of his movies as well. So he wrote the score to that Unforgiven as well. So good, man. Just such a great movie.
Crimson Tide, 1995. That's in the top 20 for him. Pretty good movie.
Good one.
Pretty good movie. He plays the villain pretty good, don't he?
Oh, hell yeah.
When he wants to. Get Shorty. That's a pretty good one.
That's a good one.
I watched that the other day. I'd forgotten all about that movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Heist. I don't think I've seen that one.
I haven't seen that one either, actually.
The Royal Tenenbaums.
That's great. That's great. Absolutely.
That's his top 20 grossing movies.
We went to Halloween as the Royal Tenenbaums 1 year.
Fred Bagley says The Quick and the Dead. I still watch it. Great movie. I forgot about The Quick and the Dead. That's with him and Sharon Stone, right? Sharon Stone in that movie?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Papa Doyle in The French Connection was a great role.
Yeah.
Fred Bagley. I've never seen The French Connection. Is it good?
It's good. It's really good.
It's a little bit older for me. We got 54 people in here. If y'all don't mind, jump out of the chat just for a second. It won't take but 2 seconds. Smash that like button. Also, if you want to get your comment pushed to the top and get me and Killer Breeze to read it out or answer your question about anything, we ain't got to continue to talk about Gene Hackman if you don't want to. You can ask us any question. Click on the little money dollar sign at the bottom. Write your comment out. It'll highlight and push it to the top and make a small donation to the program. Help us keep the lights on so the lights don't go off like it did a while ago.
We can talk about Oklahoma hiring Jim Nagy as the general manager of the program, giving the fans something to finally be happy about. He's got a lot to do. But it's going to be interesting now, man.
I hate to hear that, Fred, about your dad, Fred. All we can do, I guess, is pray for you, brother. Y'all throw some big, huge prayers out there for Fred Bagley and Papa Bagley. His dad's, I guess, what's it called when
Hospice.
Hospice. That's it. I always forget what that shit's called.
I went through the same thing. It's terrible.
Yeah, I did too. My mother.
It's terrible.
Well, I don't know what that's all about. Rocket Red, Countdown, Liftoff.
Redmayne is in the house. Redmayne is our Longhorn fan in the chat. What's up, Redmayne? So, when is the tournament? What are the dates of the basketball tournament?
What's that?
Do you know what dates when the March Madness tournament starts off?
I'm sure it starts probably, I would say late March, because you're going to have the conference tournaments and all that stuff in the middle of March. I don't even know why they call it March Madness, because it ends up going into April.
Is it the last weekend in March?
Something like that. Last weekend, maybe the Elite Eight was in April.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when. I'm gonna bring up something funny for y'all real quick. Hold on for a second. Figured you might appreciate this a little bit. You see that?
Yeah.
All right. Let me play it.
Goes after Donald Trump impersonator Alec Baldwin, and the results are terrifying.
Alec, it's your favorite president. Look, Alec, I will offer you a total pardon because I want to be friends, right? I want to be friends. I will give you a total pardon for murdering that woman if you kiss the ring. Kiss the ring, Alec. Kiss the big, beautiful ring. Come on, Alec. Come on, Alec Baldwin, right? He did that impersonation of me. It was not too hot, not too good. But look, we're back in office. You lost. Kamala lost. She's somewhere getting intoxicated. Look at that suitcase. Unbelievable. Well, Alec, if you don't want that pardon for murdering that woman in cold blood, you can call it first degree. You can call it whatever you want, but it was not good. She's looking down on me right now, smiling, happy. Thank you for confronting the man who took me out, who killed me. And that's okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You realize,
Whoa.
no, look at me. I want you to look at me.
Sure.
You got a camera on me here?
The ring. No, it's the ring.
But you realize my kids live in this building, right? But I want you to know.
We love the children. We're doing great deals for the children.
Be real careful.
Okay.
I snap your fucking neck and have to break your fucking neck right now, so you know that, don't you?
Okay. All right, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, ladies and gentlemen, class act. Believe me. Okay. Oh, he's yelling at me. I'm a citizen of this. I was born and raised in New York City. I love you, Alec. Alec, look, Alec, you don't want to attack your favorite president, Alec. Look, I love you. I love you, Alec. He's got more balls than De Niro, that I can tell you. De Niro ran away. Alec confronted. That's good. He's strong, but also he's weak because he murdered a woman. So that's okay, right? Look at this guy.
His name is Jason Scoop. You should follow him here. He's hysterical. I love this guy, and he's got talk about big balls. Donald Trump.
What's the thing about that?
That's pretty great. That's pretty great.
It's funny how they're always the ones to say, let's not resort to violence, and then they're the first ones that were threatening to snap somebody's neck and shove a camera up their ass.
Well, that's what I was about to say. You know, he's not helping himself or his image out, you know, by threatening to snap his neck. He's been a lifelong hothead.
People forget about him killing that woman. What did he kill her with a prop gun or something? It had a real bullet in it or some shit.
Yeah, somehow he basically pointed a gun that he thought was loaded with blanks, and it wasn't. It had a live round in it. And he shot her. She died. Unlike when when Bruce Lee's son died shooting the crow, that was actually a blank, but apparently the wrapping from it or the packing in it or something like that flew out and struck him. But anyway, yeah, he somehow had a gun with a live round in it. He didn't realize it, and so he pulled the trigger. He claims he did not pull the trigger. He claims there was something faulty with the gun, and the gun just went off.
So back to Gene Hackman for a minute, just to reiterate, what do you think happened? If you had your best guess, what do you think happened?
Man, when the fact that an animal died too, my first instinct, which was probably true of a lot of people, was that this seems like carbon monoxide poisoning. That's what I initially thought. But then, to hear that the wife didn't test positive for it, now all of a sudden, all of these other things, now it seems intentional. It seems like foul play on some level was involved, and the likely scenario seems to be that murder suicide, in some by one of them. Which one? Who knows?
What kills me is they keep saying there's no foul play. There's no foul play suspected, and then they said they don't really know what happened. So like with the whole New Orleans terrorist event, where that stupid bitch come out and said this is not a terrorist attack, and it was a terrorist attack.
That's exactly right. It's if you're saying, first of all, just on its face, it's clearly contradictory because they're saying there's no foul play, but they're also saying they don't know what happened. Well, if you don't know what happened, how can you say there was no foul play? That makes no sense. So to me, it seems very likely that it was foul play. I mean, he was 95 years old. So he was old. He could have died of old age. Maybe she killed herself because she couldn't be without him. I don't, who knows? But for them to die,
why would they put the dog in the closet?
That's where you start to see that somebody had to be acting intentionally.
Unless she's just, out of her mind a little bit, and she decides, hey, I'm gonna stick the dog in the closet so that it don't, mess with our dead bodies.
Then why are you leaving the other two dogs alive?
Because they're not German Shepherds. They're not smart enough to do anything. That's why I was telling you earlier, German Shepherds can open doors and all sorts of shit, man.
I understand that.
But he couldn't open that closet door, could he?
That's right. Unless he was already dead.
Now, they could have locked the door. They might have a lock on it. I don't know. I don't know many closets that got locks on them.
Maybe he was already dead when they couldn't stand seeing him dead, so they put him in the closet. You know what I mean?
That's just weird. If the dog wasn't found in the closet, then I'd just automatically assume it was some kind of suicide pact. But with the dog in the situation, it sort of throws it off for me a little bit.
Seems off. He looked horrible. That last picture of him that everybody's seen that you were showing a minute ago with them on the street, he looked terrible. I mean,
of course, he's 95 years old.
Well, I understand that, but he didn't even look remotely resemble himself. I look at the picture and I can't see Gene Hackman at all.
Clint Eastwood looks horrible too. He's like 96 or something.
I haven't seen Clint. I can't handle that either. Now you're gonna make me look it up. I gotta see Clint. How bad is it? That's tough, man.
I'll try to look it up if I can, real quick for y'all.
Oh shit. Oh damn it. Well, that sucks. Oh my God, it just gets worse.
You see that?
Yeah, that's the best picture I've seen of him, actually. There's worse out there. Holy smoke, man. 93 years old. Jesus.
It's what we're gonna look like.
Ugh. I'm never going to make it that long.
Makes you wonder. Makes you hope that there's a God out there so he can make you look a lot better when you get to heaven, maybe.
Yeah, I don't see myself making it that far. What's up, NIL Commish? Hey.
By the way, NIL Commission, I did send you an invite to the show if you want to be on. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you checked your inbox or what, but we did send you an invite. He may not be in here anymore. Maybe you
Daniel,
can text.
you're very welcome, Daniel.
Maybe you can
Yeah,
text him.
Denizen, I don't know. We don't know why they would kill the dog, Denizen. We just have no idea. We don't know. What do you think? Denizen, what is your theory on why did they kill the dog, man? Why did they have to kill the dog? And what happened here? Did she kill Jean or did Jean kill her?
Thunder OU Center, the man with the best attendance in the house, says how long were both dead before someone found them? I'm hearing 2 weeks.
Long enough to be mummified. How about that?
Would they be mummified after 2 weeks, or would it take longer?
I don't know, dude. But mummified doesn't seem like it was a short period of time. I mean, it seems like it takes a
they
while.
Must have lived in a remote. They must have lived out in a remote area.
I don't know. Again, how it seems like it takes a while to get mummified, right? Like that just seems like.
I mean, does he not have any kids that come out to check on him? They must all live out of state.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, maybe not. He might have outlived everyone.
I mean, anybody that thought. I don't know. It seemed like I would talk to my mom or dad, at least once every week or two to check on them. They're that age. Does he have any kids?
Clint Eastwood? Oh, yeah.
Gene Hackman.
Oh, I mean, Gene. Yeah. I don't know. I would imagine so, but who knows? I'm not sure. Somebody in the chat will be able to tell us. Does Gene Hackman have kids? What's the dealio?
He has 3 children. It says here.
3 kids.
Christopher Allen Hackman, Elizabeth Jean Hackman, and Leslie Ann Hackman.
Interesting. Yeah. How old are they?
Bring something up for you real quick. I'll show you in just a second. Here we go. You see that?
Yeah.
Tough life of Gene Hackman's 3 children after Hollywood star missed out on their early years.
Oh.
So he must not have been very close with them. That explains why they weren't checked on. Superman star was married to his first wife, Faye Maltese, a bank clerk from 1956 to 1986. They was married for 30 years. They shared 3 children together. Christopher Allen, who's now 65. His daughter is 62. And his other daughter is 59.
Wow.
So all of his kids are elderly.
Yeah,
well, that's what happens when you live to be 95, right?
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe the kids snuck in there and killed him. Who knows?
I mean, one of the things Randy Quaid was pointing out is that if Gene Hackman's movies get played a lot more now, then the royalties go up. For whoever stands to inherit his estate, they're going to bring some more royalty money in there, especially now with his death. They're going to play the hell out of his movies, probably.
I mean, man, you never know. You never know, right? Crazier things have happened. He's super old, so you don't necessarily, clearly they haven't suspected foul play yet. Oh, we got a chat. Daniel Looney in the house.
That's right. Daniel Looney with a $10 donation. We appreciate the hell out of that. So where are people in prison yet? See my above chats. You're above chats.
Let's see.
It's going to be hard for me to go back and find them probably. That's why it's better just go ahead and do like you just did, and that way I don't miss them. It'll highlight it immediately, and me and Kilbreeze will see it immediately.
Are you talking about Gene Hackman being related to the Epstein pedophile crimes? Is that what you're talking about? Which again, I mean, I guess that's possible, right?
Not in prison. My phone sucks. I'm driving. Yeah. If you type over a comment, a donation, it's not going to, for some reason, it's not going to spell check for you. It'll spell check the word is, though. I'll be trying to type the word is, and it'll put the word of.
We got to highlight.
What the hell, man? Spell check needs their ass whooped. I couldn't find whatever comment you're talking about, man. I scrolled up. I couldn't find it.
I think he's talking about the being related to the Epstein, the death being related to the Epstein stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's really odd that it happened right when the files were released. I think it's coincidental myself, but it is odd. It's just something to talk about for sure, right?
Well, it's strange. It's just one more strange aspect to the whole thing, which is full of strange circumstance. And that's just one more for the record.
I know, right?
Yeah, Dennis and I was laughing about you talking about the dog would have fed off the dead folks, a la like in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it might be why she put the dog in there. But what about the other two dogs that they didn't put up? That's my question there.
Now, what kind of dogs are we talking about? What are these other two dogs? Are we talking about little?
That I'm not sure of. You might can Google it and find out.
What is this? Southern Gen Z girl under attack for her accent.
I can't get it right here, man.
Say it.
I'm off tonight, brother. I'm off. I'm fucking shit up left and right tonight. Now I done cussed. They're going to get me later for that.
What are you talking about? You're off.
I'm keep messing up, just making mistakes tonight.
You're saying you're off. I see what you're saying.
All right, can you see that?
Yes.
This is just a random video of the night that I thought y'all would enjoy. I'm going to throw it up real quick.
People are crashing out on the Southern girl, talking about how she just wants to be left alone because of her accent. Check this out.
You know, when you've been single for a while and you start to find comfort in your own company and you like to do things alone and you have solitude in the silence, that desire to really want to find somebody starts to dwindle. You know, you don't want to trade your peace for conflict and argument. And when you meet people, the smallest things will turn you off because you're like, buddy, you about to ruin my fishing.
I live in the South, right? And sounds fine to me.
Some girl said that my accent should be illegal, and so I just think that you should embrace your own individuality, you should be yourself, and don't worry about what anybody else said, because these folks talking about me and think they're gonna offend me. That ship sailed a long time ago.
Didn't even seem like the same girl.
Huh?
Didn't even seem like the same girl the second time.
It wasn't. It wasn't the same girl. I think it was just a different girl.
Both of them sounded pretty hot to me.
Yep. You know, people make fun of our Southern accent, but you know, hey, just like that old movie, Sweet Home Alabama, just because I talk slow don't mean I'm stupid.
That's right. Sweet Home Alabama is one of my guilty pleasure movies.
That's right.
I have watched it so many times, it's embarrassing. But damn if Reese Witherspoon isn't just smoking hot in that show. And I'm not even a blonde guy, you know. I'm more of a brunette type guy. But man, Reese Witherspoon is just, ooh, man, that's special.
Fred Beckett said, never heard where the other two dogs were at indoors or outdoors. I don't know. I don't know either. I think one of them was an outdoor dog, I think, and the other one was inside. I think I can't remember the exact details of that, but it's just odd that you would put one dog in the closet and the other two not in the closet. Maybe that dog was very mischievous, and they thought, well, if we kill ourselves, this dog's probably going to eat us, like you said, or he's going to open that damn door and go out and tell everybody. I don't know. The door was left ajar, though.
Yeah, the door was left ajar. Strange. Once again, another strange circumstance. What's up? John Christophic is in the house. John just entered the chat.
Yeah, John Christopher's in the house. He's our resident Pittsburgh Panther. That's Kuz's second favorite team. Kuz loves Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh? Yeah, sure he does.
Yeah. He always saying something about eat shit Pitt. Something. I don't know, something like that. I would say that, John. That's not me. That's Justin Walker, the Kuz master. He's the one that says it, man.
How's Kuz doing? Have you talked to him lately?
Yeah, I talked to him in text the other day. I was checking on him and his family, his girls, and whatnot. She just registered for college. I think she's a freshman at Marshall. How you like that?
Oh, wow. Really?
In-state rival of the West Virginia Mountaineers.
Wow. She went to the enemy, Marshall.
Yeah, I think she got a little bit of scholarship money. It's funny how money changes things, right?
Absolutely.
I'll be honest with you. If I was a high school senior and Auburn come to me and offer me more money, I'd probably play for Auburn too.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, okey pokey chokey state.
You'd be crazy not to.
I'm a man. I'm 18.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on right in and be a man.
Show me the money.
Yeah. Like Johnny Manziel, boy, get the Manziel going.
What an idiot. That guy.
Yeah, he's pissed away a lot of talent, didn't he?
An opportunity. I mean, even if it didn't work out for him on the field, because of his his college career, he could have potentially had a career in media as well. But because he's such a jackass, he pissed away that opportunity too.
Yeah, it's just amazing. He had the world in his hand, man. He just let it go. I don't think he would have made it as an NFL quarterback anyways. But like you said, with his personality in college, he could have been just like Tim Tebow and parlayed that into some media career of some sort.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, dude, just think about the arrogance. Like, he openly admits that he never studied, never tried to do any additional work outside of going to practices. That's amazing. Like, you think you're that special that you're going to come in, you're never going to have to look at film, you're never going to have to study, you're never going to have to, like, who in the hell? That guy's ego might be as big as anyone's ever been in the NFL.
Daniel says someone needs to go to prison, period. Well, yeah, they do if they were murdered, but we don't know that. So it could have been a suicide pact. I'm thinking that maybe she accidentally killed his old ass. She got scared, killed herself, put the dog in there. She's just delirious, stuck the dog in the closet, and I think she might have killed him.
Yeah. I mean, something foul play seems to be the likely.
But she had pills scattered all about, pills everywhere, and then he was found dead. So, people get when they're that age, man, they're real ornery, man. They can really grate on your nerves, and he might have grated her last nerve just being a complete ass to her, and she popped his ass upside the head with a skillet or something.
I agree.
Well, of course, they'll know that in the autopsy. They haven't released that yet, of course. They're going to tell us no more than they have to. Speaking of which, the whole Epstein file thing where they're releasing all these files. There's no smoking guns or anything, they say, because surprise, surprise, the FBI is not really sharing everything. They're sort of holding back stuff, from what I understand. So,
Go figure.
how are we ever going to get this resolved? I mean, we got Kash Patel now as the head of the FBI. You got people within the FBI still that are not in the corner of Donald Trump.
Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are going to clean the FBI up like it's never been done before. You don't have to worry about that moving forward. But the state of the FBI, when they took it over, is about as pathetic and crooked as it gets.
My question is, if they find out some of this stuff happened, like with P. Diddy and shit, are they actually going to put them in prison? I mean, are they just going to tattle on them? Say, look, we're the better party. We caught them doing this perverted shit. Y'all need to vote for us again next election. And then not even do anything to them. Just tattle on them so they can get our vote. Are they going to make them serve any prison time?
Oh, yeah. I don't think he's ever getting out. He's going down, man. I don't know who he upset. I don't know who his enemies are, but whoever they are, man, they set this guy up and he's going down, down, down. I mean, I just don't see any way possible that he's not going to go to jail for a long time, if not the rest of his life.
Thunder OU Center says President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance got into it with the president of Ukraine today.
Yeah, it was great.
I heard he told him something or other. I haven't looked at it yet or seen it yet, but I heard that
it was awesome. Both J.D. Vance and Trump got in Zelensky's face. Zelensky started it off by attacking J.D. And I mean, J.D. Vance was saying things like, "Have you ever even thought about saying thank you for what we're doing for you?" I mean, it was awesome. But Trump basically told him that he was gambling with millions of people's lives, that he doesn't have the cards he thinks he has, that he doesn't have a big advantage, that he thinks that because we're helping him out that he can negotiate like he's the United States, and he's not. Frankly, man, the people that don't like Trump, they're going to continue to make things up and make things sound like they're the way that they aren't. But the reality is, what they're doing is necessary. We can't go on and not bankrupt the country. And trust me, if this country goes bankrupt and the value of the dollar devalues, no one knows pain like we'll experience then. So, Trump's doing what he's got to do. And when it comes to negotiating this deal with Ukraine and Russia, he's doing what he's got to do there too. And the reality is Ukraine is not the little innocent country sitting over there,
Exactly.
There's
they told Russia that they would not join NATO. That's one of the things that got them in trouble, right?
Oh, absolutely. But it's not just that, man. It's that they there's a lot of Russian people that live there as well, and they had banned, they banned using the Russian language or something like that. But there's just been a number of things that the conflict has been going on between the two for a while. And at the end of the day, I really don't think Putin is going to continue to invade countries. I think the reason why he did this is because they were threatening, they were making it, appear like they were going to join NATO, and then NATO wanted them to join. And
it's like you said earlier, man. They're going to say if Donald Trump does the best thing in the world for these people that don't like him, they're still going to find something to say he's wrong. That's what sucks, man. I used to be a Democrat, the Hodge twins, Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, all these guys used to be Democrats, and we're not anymore because party label loyalty is stupid. To just continue to vote for someone just because they got some kind of label, man, that's stupid, man. It's just like our mayor. We got a mayor here named Walt Maddox. He's a Democrat. but the guy's done a lot of improvements around Tuscaloosa. So you know what? I'm going to vote for him. Even though I don't like the Democratic Party, he's actually a decent Democrat.
Yeah. Yeah, the party really shouldn't matter. What should matter is just how does the guy going to run? How is he going to govern? That's the only thing that matters. And actually, the parties are in the midst. Both parties are in the midst of completely redefining who they are and what they stand for, because the fact of the matter is the Republicans now are the ones that are anti-war. For the most part, you still have some old school conservative neocons that are all about war. But the modern day Republicans, the MAGA Republicans, they are not trying to go get involved. We're not trying to spend money outside of this country. Like, we're the richest country in the world, and our own citizens don't benefit from it because we're constantly, if we're not wasting money ourselves on dumb things here, we're giving the rest of it away to the rest of the world for even dumber things over there. And it makes no damn sense. Like when Hawaii burned down, when that island burned down, I can't remember the number of what they estimated it would take to rebuild all of it, but it was like 10, 20 billion or something like that. It was a number far less than what we give away to other countries like Ukraine all the time. So how much of an insult is it that those people on that island lost everything and they got $750 a piece, and meanwhile we're sending all of this money, overseas and to South America? Like, what the hell are we doing? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I saw this this guy. I'm trying to remember his name. Here it is, right here. No, that's not it. But this is the guy, though. It's not the correct link. Have you ever seen a channel called Valuetainment?
Yeah, Patrick Bet David.
That's it, Patrick Bet David. That's who I was trying to remember. He was saying that Stephen A. Smith's talking about running for president, right, as a Democrat, because he said the Democratic Party has basically shot itself in the foot and done a bunch of stupid shit, which we all know that. But he told him, he's like, look, Stephen A., they don't like you, man. The Democrats don't like you. And that's why a lot of them's been talking shit about him. And it's just like, Josh Shapiro. They had their chance to get Josh Shapiro on the ticket with Kamala. It might have been able to make it a close race. But they're not going to put people like Josh Shapiro and Stephen A. Smith in there because they don't walk the company line that they got now. Dude. If you're not going to do exactly everything they want, down to the T, exactly the way they want it, the perverted liberal bullshit, then they don't want you running. It's just like they screwed Bernie Sanders. And I'm not a big Bernie Sanders fan.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, they put the screws to Bernie Sanders. He had Hillary Clinton beat in that primary, and they fixed that shit up to where she could run against Donald Trump.
That's what makes what they say. And the Democrats are the most gaslighting party ever. Anything you hear a Democrat complaining about on the right, you can bet your ass that they are guilty of doing the same thing 10 times worse. And that's what makes the fact that they had the nerve to talk about that Trump is a threat to democracy and conservatives are a threat to democracy, when they are the most anti-democratic party in a long ass time, if not forever. And it started when they decided to that they didn't like the fact that the majority of the country was on a Bernie wave and Bernie was going to get the vote, and they stepped in and rigged that shit so that Joe Biden, and that's when they sealed their fate. It's been screwing them, but they've been doing it ever since.
They did it this past election blatantly.
Right.
They put Kamala Harris in without a primary.
That's right.
How is it that they just who decided that? Whose decision was it? They run down 3 or 4 people that were running the shit behind the scenes for Biden, but I can't remember their names. But he was just a puppet for a cabal, is all he was. And they didn't even have a primary for that shit, man. How are you gonna not have a primary? Because you know that she will do exactly what you tell her to. But if you have a primary, you have like someone like Josh Shapiro in the primary, he's probably going to beat her ass.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Kamala happened just because that happened in the peak of DEI insanity. I think there was even better DEI candidates than her, but that was the only reason why but they basically shoved her down everyone's throat, after the lie. But I mean, man, the crazy thing is and again, you want to go to anti-democracy, they not only did they force Joe Biden in, but then right after they forced him in, when it was evident that the dude didn't have his mental capacity anymore, then they went full straight up Weekend at Bernie's mode and were essentially running the country. His damn 20 and 30-year-old Gen Z millennial staffers and Dr. My Ass Biden, are running the country meanwhile. That is I mean, again, you want to talk about anti-democratic. Give me a break, man. It never stops from them.
The last fatal blow for them, I think, was them putting Tim Walz as the vice president. That was a fatal blow right there, man. Nobody liked that dude. I don't know why they done that shit. Not even the Democrats liked him, man. There's so many other candidates. It's just like the Hodge twins said. Kamala Harris talks about, racial blah, 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 this and that, but she's married to a white man. She didn't choose a white vice president. Why didn't she choose a black vice president? Why couldn't she go out and get a minority vice president? Why didn't she go out and get a woman vice president? She didn't do none of that shit. She went out and got the old white man.
Yep. And I mean, dude, it was just, again, the reason why they did that is because they never got hip to the idea that they did not control the media anymore. With all of these, with the proliferation of independent media on the internet through the means of Rumble and YouTube and whatnot, you can't manipulate the public narrative anymore. Like you used to be able to get away with it. They controlled everything, so they could pick who they wanted and shove them down your throat, and you fell for it. But they couldn't do it anymore. Now, when Kamala gives word salad and speaks nonsense and gibberish, you got a couple dozen people immediately cutting it up and putting it together on social media on a side-by-side video with her talking nonsense all the time. And it's just like, you can't get away from it now. You can't hide the fact. You can't hide the truth. Like you just can't.
Legacy media has probably been doing this shit all the way back to the 1950s.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
But when social media came along, you get independent organizations like the Joe Rogan Show and Newsbreak and Patrick Bet-David and people like that reporting the truth about shit, and the curtain gets pulled back. And like you said, they hadn't caught on yet. It's like they're still oblivious to the fact that the curtain's been pulled back. It's like watching the Wizard of Oz and the short little bastard behind the curtain who's being the wizard doesn't know that people see him. It's that kind of deal. It's like they don't know the curtain's been pulled back.
Yeah. No, that's 100% right. And keep in mind, one of his biggest donors has come out public and admitted, that his staffers were making a lot of decisions as the president, and that starts to make sense with some of the crazy things that they did that were so extreme. You're like, there's no way this isn't going to have a huge, devastating effect on him in the long run, because these things he's doing are crazy. And it was happening because his little Gen Z and millennial staffers were making those decisions, And once again, their arrogance, with them thinking they know everything, and that the real world doesn't matter, and the only thing that matters is their fairy tale idea of how things work and what's good and what isn't. I mean, it's really, man, the history books are going to look back on the Biden presidency and go, what the F was going on?
Robert Bacon says, I used to be a Democrat as well, not anymore. And he follows up with, personally, I don't care for Trump, but he's a damn good president. Well, that's where you got to be. It's just like I don't personally care for the Democratic Party at all anymore. I haven't went and unregistered yet, but I'm really an independent. But I'm going to vote for Walt Maddox because he's been doing things right around here. And that's all that matters to me. I don't care if he's a Democrat or a Republican or an independent. So, and like Daniel Looney says, they keep doubling down on stupid shit. It's just stuff that's very insulting to our intelligence, and they refuse to realize that we know. We're in on the inside joke. It's not an inside joke for us anymore. We all know what y'all doing and what the joke is, okay? So
that's it. Can't get away with it anymore. They got, when they're now when they do their insider trading, you got a bunch of people on the internet that are following them like a hawk and posting everything that they do. And so it's getting harder and harder for them to, but man, it's getting harder and harder for them to pull the wool over the eyes of the American people. But the scarier thing is how long did they get away with being able to do that?
A long time, man. It's
a
just
long time, man.
We didn't have social media. That's why they want to censor that shit now. They liked it at first because it benefited them. They thought it was cool. But all of a sudden they realized, oh shit, they know too much.
Right.
We got to start putting the clamps on this shit. And that's what they were trying to do with Facebook and YouTube, and a bunch of other ones were censoring the hell out of us. Right. And now you got Elon coming in and buying Twitter and saying, stop that shit. And you got Facebook now acquiescing to Donald Trump because he's scared that Donald Trump's going to put his ass in prison for some shit that he probably done. And now Facebook's, suddenly they pumped the brakes and they're on Donald Trump's side all of a sudden. But Denizen says Biden is blaming Obama, and then Thunder U Sooner says Biden is blaming Nancy Pelosi. I don't know how Biden can blame anybody because he's not coherent enough to realize that there's someone to blame. He's chasing butterflies out there on the patio.
Biden was horrible, and there's no getting around that. He was horrible. I've never seen worse ever. And I'll be honest with you, Reagan's first term is the first president that I remember. I don't remember Carter other than remembering him in that election, and I remember him vaguely losing in the election. But I don't remember him as president. Now, clearly, the country economically, went through some pretty rough times, and a lot of people consider Carter. Yeah, a lot of people consider Carter to be one of the worst.
Give the Panama Canal away, man.
Yeah.
You stupid son of a bitch. Man, what the hell, man? How are you going to give something away that you built? And now the Chinese are trying to control that shit. But I'm running over a little bit tonight. I was just going to try to do a short one tonight. Me and the wife's probably fixing to go somewhere, so I'm going to have to cut a little short.
All right, man. Well,
I appreciate you. But before you get out of here, one last time, who done it? We're playing Clue. Remember that board game Clue? Who done it, man? Was it the butler in the library with the knife? Was it the German Shepherd? Did the German Shepherd kill him and hide in the closet? What happened, man?
I'm going estranged kid after the inheritance, poisons all of them, including the dog, and murdered all three.
All right, that's plausible.
Foul play suspected.
Exactly. All right, brother. I appreciate you jumping on here with me.
Take it easy, dude.
All right, later. That was the Killer Breeze. He is the Oklahoma Roughneck of this show. And he thinks that an estranged kid of Hackman might have had something to do with it, or somebody that maybe was related, or somebody that knew the kids of Gene Hackman maybe come in there and done it. So, what do y'all think? Y'all drop it in the comment section. Did Gene Hackman and his wife do a suicide pact? Did his wife accidentally kill him and then she killed herself? That's what I think maybe happened. I think maybe she accidentally killed him. She got mad at him, hit him or knocked him down, and she went in there and tried to overdose with the pills, and she stuck her dog in the closet so the dog wouldn't bring or alert people. That's what I think maybe happened. I don't know. And Big Stack Kelly says, freak carbon monoxide poisoning. Well, they've already tested for that, and they said that that was not found on the wife. I don't know about Gene Hackman, but they said they already tested for that, Big Stack. All right, it's been fun getting you guys and gals' take on this situation. It's always fun to come in here and just talk the breeze, talk the smack with y'all. If you don't mind, there's a like, share, and comment to the program. There's a like button. Jump out and hit the like button before you leave out of here. Also, share it with your friends. Sharing is caring. Get people to subscribe to the channel. Let's get our subscriber rate back up. And you can join the Outlaw Posse, as you can see right here. You got badges in here. Big Stack Kelly, Dennison, Killer Breeze, Fred Bagley, Dennison, among others. It's $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week, just half a bottle of water for the Outlaw. You'll get a badge. You get deputized, and you'll get a random Four Horsemen shout on the actual podcast. With that, I'm out of here. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.